Thanks once again for dropping by the channel. If you like the content, if you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe, share the video if you enjoyed it, felt it was useful. Now let's get into this. So, Dillian Whyte, you may remember a couple of weeks ago, Dillian Whyte was going on a major rant about some of his heavyweight contenders. You know, he was ranting about Anthony Joshua not truly wanting to fight him back last year, which we both know that that's not true. We know that there was, offers made, and Dillian Whyte was the one who didn't take the fight. We also know he was having a go at Tyson Fury and of course Deontay Wilder, which is customary for Dillian Whyte. He was having a go at Kubrat Pulev and I think Joseph Parker. He might have had a go with someone else as well. He was really going off on some guys. But he kind of went quiet, and now he's back and he's calling Tyson Fury out. He is saying, and I'm going to quote Dillian Whyte directly here. This is what he wrote on Twitter. He says, "Come on, at Tyson Fury, you stole my mandatory at WBC. Fight me. Are you a king or a coward? Like at Bronze Bomber, Deontay Wilder. Let's fight at Eddie Hearn." And he's naming here some nutritionist company. We'll just leave that. Tyson Fury then, before I get into what Dillian Whyte said, I'm just going to read what Tyson Fury said here verbatim. "Funny how everyone wants to fight during COVID-19 when there are no sporting events happening. Also, I have a contracted fight with Deontay Wilder first. Then when I win, I'll have the fight with Joshua." He calls him actually Joshua's. "As the undisputed fight comes before mandatory," with a winky face that says, "Happy hunting." So he's kind of having a bit of a pop at Dillian Whyte there, in terms of, Dillian Whyte's going to have to wait. Now, in terms of Dillian Whyte saying Tyson Fury stole the mandatory position from him, well, I don't think so. I take exception to that. Yes, Dillian Whyte was number one for a long time with the WBC, and yes, it was criminal that he didn't get his shot, or he still hasn't got his shot, actually, truth be told. But Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, that was a voluntary shot, the first fight. Now, I thought Tyson Fury won the fight. I know a lot of people did. It was a draw. It is what it is, okay? The WBC obviously felt that the draw was controversial enough for a rematch to be ordered. So they ordered Wilder versus Fury in a rematch, which essentially made Fury kind of default mandatory, essentially. So they made Dillian Whyte fight Rivas for the interim title. That is what that is, and it is what it is. But we knew once Dillian Whyte won the interim WBC title that the mandatory shot was coming. It was going to come in February 2021. Obviously, maybe not exactly February 2021, but it would be at some point early next year. All right. Now, these dates were set pre-coronavirus. Okay. So, essentially, Dillian Whyte, in terms of his mandatory, which I believe is still set for next year, February 2021, that was set with the kind of notion that Tyson Fury would rematch Deontay Wilder, have the trilogy fight this summer, which isn't going to happen, and then potentially have the undisputed fight with AJ maybe before Christmas, if not very early 2021. Now, it seems unlikely, well, it's very unlikely that the undisputed fight is going to happen this year. All right, it's probably more likely it's going to happen at some point next year, purely because it seems at this stage that Deontay Wilder is not going to take the step aside money. He's going to go and try and win that WBC title back against Tyson Fury. Obviously, with what's going on in the world, it could be coming up to Christmas before we get that fight, and obviously they will need to do that fight, I would imagine, if not abroad, they will need to do it in the States when fans can be let in, because there is massive amount of money made for the gate receipt and the fighters want to be well paid, so that needs to be taken into consideration. In terms of the undisputed fight, obviously AJ, again, he's going to have to go on the road and get rid of Kubrat Pulev, which I think he will. There was talk of AJ saying he would fight at Matchroom headquarters. Eddie Hearn shut that down. There's too much money at stake for AJ to be fighting behind closed doors, because fans will travel if they're allowed to anyway, God knows. But those two fights have been put on the back burner at least until next year, and obviously I think with all the sanctioning bodies, if they can, they will extend the mandatories, purely because it's not exactly fair on anyone really. Well, you could say on the mandatory challenger, but I mean, like, you're essentially talking about shooting a mandatory onto someone when, we've had all this going on in the world, and we just haven't had a chance to do any sport, let alone, get mandatories put in place. So I would imagine Dillian Whyte may end up having to wait till 2022. Seriously. Because let's say, for argument's sake, let's say Fury and Joshua, let's say both guys come through their respective fights, they meet next March, for argument's sake. Close fight, goes to the points, which it could. say Fury wins a very, very close majority decision. That's getting run back. And again, that will put mandatories right at the back of the queue. So I've said this before on this channel, and I will say it again. I would be more surprised if Dillian Whyte doesn't lose before he gets that mandatory title shot than if he ever gets that shot, because it seems a world away. It really does. Seems a world away at this stage. Now, let me know your thoughts. I want to try and keep these videos shorter because I've been going very long in a lot of videos lately, so I'm trying to keep these two for Saturday kind of down a bit. So let me know your thoughts now. Well, I'm going to end it here. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like. My phone's going to die as well, which is another reason why. But I'm going to end it here. Hope you enjoyed the video. Next week, people, I am going to try my very, very, very best, if I can find the time, to interact with a couple of them fans, a couple of the subs. I haven't done that in ages, about 2 months now. And I will try and get a live stream going at some point next week. Get the subs involved, like we haven't done that in a while. So hopefully next week we can do that. Just a little update. Hope you enjoyed, and let me know if you did. And I'll talk to you.